I do not like playing the Sharks, but at the same time, I love playing the Sharks. Stone lifting the Stanley Cup. Yeah! Let's go! Go, Knights, go! Why? Oh my goodness! Yeah, he's gorgeous. I never thought I'd see that in a hockey game. The Golden Knights win 5-4 in overtime. Some quick lineup notes for tonight. Oscar Dansk was our goalie in net tonight over Fleury, who needed a rest. We also had Waugh in for Nosek and then Holden in for Coughlin. And some good news, Braden McNabb skated with the team for the first time today since his injury. And we placed Robin Leonard on LTIR. I believe that this was for retroactively so that we could have the space for McNabb and then try to figure out our cap situation later. Let's get to the game. Not much happening in the first part of the game until the misfit line. About 5.5 minutes in, this line is buzzing. We're in the little corner to Martin Jones's right, and Smith passes it up to Marchessault, who drops it for Karlsson, who skates around the net and gets 3 Sharks to bite on him shooting far side for a wraparound chance, but instead of doing that, he passes it straight to Smith, who's wide open, bangs it home to make it 1-0 Golden Knights.
Here's Marchessault from behind the net. Karlsson looking.
Riley Smith. Oh man, I thought Karlsson shot that, but he passed it to Smith, and the chemistry that this line has. Riley Smith with his 4th of the year, the first in 11 games, and Jack Manning had this to say: Riley Smith wasn't just due, he was 11 months pregnant. You love to see him score. Not long at all after this, we exit the Sharks zone. Pietrangelo gets it up to Pacioretty to re-enter the zone, and he goes in. Pacioretty tries to center it to Stone, and sticks go flying everywhere, which makes the puck fly, and then Stone on purpose, one-handed bats this thing over to Stevenson, who one-times this right past Jones to make it 2-0 Golden Knights. Pacioretty, Stone, Stevenson. Yeah! You gotta be kidding me. What a play! Just chips it over to Stevenson. Oh man! The next noteworthy thing, Tuck intercepts a pass from LeBanc and gets it up to Theodore, who then just flies down for a breakaway. Ryan Donato with a great defensive effort to make sure that this doesn't end up being a clear breakaway shot for Theodore to keep it at 2-0. Theodore! Quite a bit of penalties in this first period, and there should have been more. Pacioretty completely away from the puck, just knocks over Logan Couture, and it should have been interference but wasn't called. But then the Sharks captain, Logan Couture, retaliates with him by basically just horse collar tackling him to the ground, and that gets called for roughing. So later in the period, Alex Tuck cross-checks Evander Kane, so that's a penalty. 2 horrible power plays for us and 2 really good penalty kills from us to get us to this first intermission. Our 4th line did a really good job of sustaining pressure during their shift, but then Carrier just leaves. Max Pacioretty steps on and then just rips it, but it went in. I didn't even see that go in! Oh my gosh! Martin Jones allowing 3 goals on 8 shots, so he gets pulled, and from Sim in Vegas. For those scoring at home, that is the 8th time Martin Jones has been pulled against the Golden Knights in 23 career starts. That includes 4 times in the playoffs and 13 starts. Martin Jones just hasn't had the greatest success against us. This from Sheng Peng, who is a San Jose news reporter. Jones' 5th pull in 15 starts. I mean, that's a really good batting average. Glad you're looking on the positive there. That'll make it 3-0 against San Jose in the Shark Tank. It's okay. It's okay. This time will be different, right? 20 seconds later, Stevenson streams in with Pacioretty, sends it right to him, and then Dubnyk just robs Pacioretty for his first save in net tonight. Right after this, Jonathan Marchessault gets nabbed for tripping, and we go to the penalty kill. All's fine and dandy until Brent Burns takes this really fast wrist shot from the point, and it goes off the post. That's what all the commentators thought. I think that's what everyone on the ice thought, but I didn't hear a ping, and eventually we heard the buzzer going off from Toronto saying, hey, yeah, look at this. Even slowed down, I had a hard time seeing this, but Burns sent it right in, and it went right off that back bar and right out, but it was in to score, making it 3-1.
Burns has it. Wrist shot, out at the crossbar. Ever to save Dansk.
It's okay. It's okay. It can't happen again. And the Sharks just ride this momentum. Right after that, Ryan Donato and Shea Theodore going in. Theodore slashes Donato as he's driving towards the net, but then Oscar Dansk makes an incredible save, almost Fleury-esque to make sure that it didn't go in. But that means that we've had 4 penalties in the first half of the game. But hey, we kill it off. Back to our old penalty kill ways, and then Matt Nieto was like, yeah, no thanks, I don't need that. We're in the offensive zone. Theodore pinches up to try to keep the puck in, but doesn't work, and Carrier, who was supposed to be helping, bailed on the play, and so Matt Nieto's streaming up. It's a 2-on-1, and he just rips this thing blocker side to make it 3-2. Oh my goodness.
Into the zone, shot score! An on-man rush for the Sharks. Matt Nieto finishes it off.
It can't happen again. It won't happen again. San Jose takes 2 more penalties to close out the period, and we don't score on either of them, so we go into the third up 3-2. And immediately to start the period, Reeves just drops the gloves and goes after Gabriel, who was the one that boarded Tuck earlier to give us the power play. But being honest, it kind of looked like an even fight until the very, very end when Reeves got this really big hook right into his face. Fight to start the third. Gabriel and Reeves. Oh! Solid hook from Reeves right there. Coming out of that fight, Vegas seemed to have more of the energy, the pick-me-up from that, and so that was really, really cool to see. Tuck was playing on the 4th line in place of Reeves, who was in the penalty box, and what do you know? Carrier with a really nice backhanded feed gets it right over to Tuck, who blasts this thing past Dubnyk to make it 4-2 Golden Knights. Yeah! Alex Tuck! Oh my gosh! What a toe dragon snipe! Oh my goodness. About 6 minutes later, Logan Couture's streaming in from the right side, and Theodore gets a stick down, so he's not able to take a shot, but the puck is working its way over, and meanwhile, Vander Kane, and I can't tell who else it was because the jersey and the numbers don't work for the Sharks, but run right into Oscar Dansk, and there was no call for goalie interference. He gets shoved into his net, so he's like completely in there, and he recovers really, really quickly, which I mean is great for him, but also not great for us, I guess, because there's no penalty because he recovered quickly. But Martinez and Kane both still screening him in front when Logan Couture just sends one right past and in, and I was not happy. Wow. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Kane ran right into Dansk, pushed him into the net.
How does that count as a goal?
After 8 penalties in the first 2 periods, 4 on each side, there was like nothing called in the third, and there should have been. Okay, it's 4-3, we're up, and so it's different. And 3 minutes later, Dansk gets run into again. Oh my gosh! You've got to be kidding me, refs. Again, can't tell who it is, but he runs into Theodore and then just falls right into Dansk, and Dansk is knocked over from this, and no call, but I mean, the Sharks don't score on this one, so right after this, Stevenson, Pacioretty, and Stone skate in, and Stevenson pulls up with the puck, sends it perfectly over to Stone, who then just fires this thing, and I think it's going towards Pacioretty, but it goes off of Couture's skate and straight towards Dubnyk's 5-hole. But Dubnyk showing really, really good reflexes and instincts to be able to stop that and keep it at 4-3. William Carrier hooks Brent Burns to give them another power play in the third. But our penalty kill comes through, and we're closing in, and we're so close to not have anything repeat from that. Good save on Marlowe. With just over a minute left in the third, Kevin Labanc is streaming up, and the puck gets a little in front of him, and so Oscar Dansk, kind of late, decides that he's going to try to play it, and just this misplay in front, and Labanc is able to knock it home, and then turns into Patrick Marleau, apparently.
Brent Burns trying to spring Kevin Labanc and bounces towards Dansk. He tried to sweep it away. Score! He misplayed it. Labanc stayed with it and was able to jam in the game-tying goal with 1:07 left.
Oh my goodness. I think they know their players. It's just the jerseys. All he could make out was the 2 because the colors are just so weird. More than anything when this happened, I just felt really bad for Dansk. He hasn't played in the NHL in a while, and he had played super well for us all game. Like the first period was magical what he was able to do, and he was making really good saves in the second period, and then one in the third should have never happened in the first place. Dansk is doing really, really well so far. Good job, Dansk, controlling the rebound. Wow, Dansk! That'll take us to the end of the third, which means we're going to overtime. On the bright side, every point the Sharks get hurts their draft position. Thanks, Jack Manning. I really needed that, actually. Just over a minute in, Pacioretty gets into the offensive zone with a quick pass over to Stone, who then touch passes it over to Petro. Stone gets hit up high by Kane. Pietrangelo skating up, protecting the puck. Pacioretty goes on over to the other side. Petro gets it over to Patches, who just grabs this puck and sends it right in past Dubnyk to win the game 5-4 in overtime.
Pacioretty for Stone and now for Pietrangelo. Stone can take it down for Pietrangelo. Pacioretty scores!
Yeah! Pacioretty! Thank goodness, my gosh. Pacioretty with his third overtime goal in the 4 wins that we have in overtime. Mark Stone with an assist on all 3 of those. And Pietrangelo, which means that we had an entire line of captains out there. The former Blues captain, the former Canadiens captain, and then the current Golden Knights captain. That is so cool. This puts us up into first in the league as far as points percentage is concerned, if that matters at all. Our third overtime game in the last 4. Questions. Can Reeves still make babies? His wife stated no a long time ago. He's been hit there before. Thanks, Nomi. I hadn't talked about this yet because in the third, Ryan Reeves is going for a hit on Gabriel, who's the guy that he just fought earlier in that period, and Gabriel's skate kind of goes up, catches him right where you don't want it to. From Jason P. I thought maybe it was our skates and his ankle turned, but Martinez looked at me and said, cut. I think when I fell down, one of my skates went up into his groin area or his hamstring. There was no blood, but he's obviously a big tough dude and did not look good. Curtis Gabriel. Well, Karis, to answer your question, from Sim in Vegas, DeBoer says he does not have an update on Reeves other than it's nothing serious or terribly serious for anybody worried about it. He's going to be fine. That's really, really good news to hear. He was obviously in a lot of discomfort when he was leaving the ice, couldn't put weight on one of his legs, and so it'll be interesting to see what develops from that, but as of right now, DeBoer says nothing to be concerned about, so let's trust him. Our next game, we do not have to wait very long at all. It's against this team again. Tomorrow night, San Jose Sharks. It's gonna be a doozy. I don't even know what to expect because that is gonna be it for Game 20's nightly review. Thank you so much for joining me and have a good night. Oh my goodness, Petro, what are you doing? Yeah, Petro, good hit. My goodness on Kane. Kane! What the heck was that? That was completely unnecessary, dude. Oh my gosh, Vander Kane. Guys, are you kidding me? Kane? Nothing's going on. Ferraro shoves him, and then Burns shoves him, and then Ferraro shoves him again, and then Kane, this little gutless coward, comes back in and then cross-checks him in the back.